How to love yourself. If you're looking to develop your self-love, this is where you need to start. Hi Soulmates, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, I'm Jules, your virtual law of attraction coach, and in this video, I'm sharing with you 3 steps you can take to be more self-loving, to develop a loving relationship with yourself. I'm really excited about this video because I know what's going to unlock and unfold and activate within your life if you really commit to developing a self-loving relationship with you. Now, there are a lot of videos out there that give you tips on how to practice self-love and all this stuff, right? But the problem I find with those is that they don't really tell you how to actually love yourself. They just give you tips on things you can do when you already love yourself. Because think about it, of course, I'm gonna enjoy my own company. Of course, I'm gonna not let people mistreat me when I love myself. Of course, I'm gonna do the things that I love to do, the things that I wanna do, that I enjoy doing when I love myself. These are things you're gonna do when you start loving yourself. It'll be a no-brainer for you to do things that you love and want to do, no matter what anyone else thinks or says or does. But in this video, I'm sharing with you exactly how you can even get started with the practice of loving yourself. And to do that, you have to go deep. There's no way around it. These are actual practical steps to help you do just that. Okay, now before I get into the steps, I just want to say that self-love is not selfish, okay? I know a lot of people may have this programming where they think loving yourself is selfish, it's narcissistic, it's self-absorbing, it's all these negative things, but it's not. It's none of those things. It's limiting beliefs like those that keeps us from loving ourselves. It is limiting beliefs like those that keep us always in search of love outside of us, from other people and material things and whatnot. Having self-love puts you in the vibration of love. And when you're in the frequency of love, how can you be narcissistic? You can't. It's impossible. When you are on such a high frequency like love, you become love. You are love. Therefore, you would only attract what you are, which is also people who are in the same frequency, people who are love, people who are also self-loving. So it would be impossible to have those, narcissistic victim relationships. Being self-loving is not a negative thing in any way, and you can never love yourself too much. In fact, it's the best thing you can do for the world, because being high vibrational is the best gift you can give anyone, being your highest, happiest self. Remember, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You must fill yourself up before you can pour into anyone else's cup. You must love yourself fully and wholly before you can love others. In order to be a good partner, a good friend, a good sister, a brother, mother, whatever, you must be good to you first. Self-love is the foundation of all happy and fulfilling relationships. Okay, so to get started on this journey, you really have to know what your goal is. I know a lot of people don't talk about this, but it is so important. What is it that you want to accomplish? Is it to be a more confident person? Is it to attract love? Is it to really take care of yourself? Really sit down and define your goal. So for me, for many years throughout my life, I battled with a lack of self-love. Like many people, I always felt like I wasn't good enough, I wasn't pretty enough, I wasn't skinny enough. I constantly compared myself to other girls and other women. I didn't feel worthy of my relationship or worthy of love. I was always doubting myself in every single move I made. I was very codependent on my partner for love, for joy, for peace. I had absolutely no idea how to live without my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time. So I was a mess. I was extremely clingy and possessive and super, super insecure. I didn't walk with confidence at all. In fact, for years, I walked with such low confidence that I used to stumble a lot when I walked. I had convinced myself that I was just clumsy or that I just didn't have good balance, but it was all due to lack of confidence in myself. I wasn't sure of myself. I showed up in this world as this girl who didn't see, who didn't know or even acknowledge her worth. Every time I wanted to do something, that voice would come up inside that would say, you're not good enough, or you can't do this, or who are you to think you deserve that, And because of this, I started and stopped so many businesses in the past. I missed out on so many opportunities. I didn't travel. I didn't make friends because I didn't have that confidence to talk to other people. I lived in this shell. And it wasn't until several years ago that I really started to dig deeper and go within as my spiritual journey evolved. When I started using the law of attraction consciously to manifest, I really had to sit down and get even deeper, get to the core of my blocks. Once I realized that with manifestation, we can only receive in life what we believe we are worthy and deserving of. Once I realized that, it prompted me to even get deeper, because I started to ask myself all these questions like, okay, well, I need to fix these blocks. So how am I gonna do it? How do I do this? So I would ask myself, okay, well, if I feel like I am not deserving, then who is, who is this person that does deserve the love and the happiness and the abundance that I am desiring? And I got really specific. I sat down and I wrote down exactly who that woman would be that deserved it, what she would do, how she would act, how she would behave, how she would show up in the world, how would she walk, talk, dress, treat herself. Then I asked myself, how do I become this person? And that's how my self-love journey really flourished and continues to do so, because self-love is not a destination. It's a never-ending journey. You do not just check it off your list and you're done. No, you have to continue to go deeper each time that you're uncovering a new layer of yourself. You continue to uncover new layers of yourself. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the 3 steps, all right? And again, these steps are really gonna allow you to go deep, to go deeper, because before you can start taking yourself out on dates and before you can start having those spa days, you have to get to a level where you're making this conscious move towards something, right? You have to get to a level where you are removing blocks that may be in your way that you're not even aware of, okay? So that's why these steps are really, really, really important. And this is where you should start when you're looking to develop a self-loving relationship. All right, so let's get into it. Step number 1. The first step is to define your goal or know your why. And I just spoke a little bit about this a bit ago, but you have to get clear on what you would like to accomplish with this journey. Do you want to build your confidence? Are you looking to attract true unconditional love? Are you looking to improve the relationships that are already in your life? Or you could just be looking to make yourself a priority for once. Whatever your goal is, define it and get clear on your why. This will give you purpose on this journey. And when you have purpose for doing something, you're more likely to see it through. So that is the first step. Now, the second step, once you know what you want to achieve on this journey, the second thing you have to do is write your new story. And this is what I said I had done. You have to lay out who this new version of you will be once your goal is accomplished. How will this new you behave? How are you going to act? How are you going to walk? How are you going to talk? What will you say yes to and what will you say no to? How does this powerful version of yourself choose to show up in the world? How do you take your power back every day when you realize that you've given it away? How do you live in your power every single day now that you have achieved this goal? How will you be? And what self-love rituals are you going to have? And this is so important because not everyone has the same self-love routines. Not everyone wants to go to the spa. Not everyone wants to take themselves out on self-dates. That's not what everyone wants to do. But I feel like that's what a lot of these videos are pushing for a lot of people to do without going deeper. And that's fine. It's great to spend time with yourself, but if that's not your thing, if your highest self is not interested in those kinds of activities, then it doesn't serve you in the long run. And it's not going to be something that you're going to stick with, because at the end of the day, it does not resonate with who you truly are. So you really have to get deep and know what your highest self would want to do. And you'll know that right now because you have an idea, you have this clear vision of what your goal is. So now tell me, what is this higher self of yours? What is this new level of you? What do you do to show your self-love? All right, and no one will know that but you. So get really clear on what your personal self-love rituals will be, okay? What will that ritual look like specifically for you, all right? Now you have a clearer vision of exactly who you want to be. You are making a clear mental picture of where you want to go with this, all right? So that's the second thing you have to do. Now let's move on to step number 3. The third thing is really to step into the new version of you. all right? And this step you really have to make a daily practice, and I suggest for at least 60 days to really, really feel this shift, okay? You have this clear picture of this new confident, self-loving you, right? You have the picture painted out clearly. Now you're going to practice this every single day for 60 days minimum, and you're going to look at yourself in the mirror. A full-length mirror is best, but any mirror will do, any mirror will work. See yourself, all of you. Look deep into your eyes. Now this can be for this just 20 seconds, or it can go on for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however long you want. It's really up to you, okay? So keep looking at yourself and notice if you start to get uncomfortable looking at yourself. If you do not look away. Don't stop. Keep looking at yourself. Keep looking at yourself in the mirror until you get comfortable. Now again, this can take you a minute, or it can take you 20, 25 minutes, however long it takes you, whatever's comfortable for you, however long it takes you is perfectly fine. You're in the perfect place, okay? So now, notice if any emotions start to come up as well. Notice the emotions that do come up. Is there any fear? Is there any self-hatred? Any self-doubt? Are any of those emotions coming up for you? And if they are, they're totally fine. It's perfect. Don't avoid it. Don't put a band-aid on it. Really feel into those emotions. Feel them. Feel into every single one of those emotions. What I want you to do is spotlight each emotion and just observe it. Just pay attention to it. Put that spotlight on it so it has nowhere to hide. Pay attention to it. Observe it. Now, after you spotlight each emotion, you're going to take a few deep breaths, and then you're going to remind yourself that these emotions are feelings from the past. These emotions are the old you. And then say to yourself that in this moment, and you can say this in your head or out loud, in this moment, you are choosing to release all of them. Choosing to release all that old story and write a new story about yourself. And then from this state of awareness, you're now going to read out the new story you wrote in step 2 about this powerful new version of you. Read it out loud to yourself in the mirror and allow yourself to really feel the words. Feel each line that you're reading. Really feel like this new powerful you. Feel like it's you right now. Continue to feel it for a few more minutes. And again, you can do it for as long as you desire, whatever you want. There are no rules here. You can't do it wrong. So do it for as long as you feel like doing it. It can be for 5 minutes one day, or 20 minutes the next day, 10 minutes the other day. Doesn't matter. Do it however you feel each day requires you to do, okay? Now, after you have stepped into this new version of you, while still looking at yourself, you're going to thank yourself for doing this deep work, okay? Thank yourself for being open to receiving love from yourself. And then commit to doing this again tomorrow, okay? Now, you have to begin to show up in the world as this new powerful you. Live out this new story that you just wrote in step 2, all right? So yes, this is the third step, which is so powerful, because not only are you acting as if, you're living as if, which is really, really key whenever you want to make any shifts in your life, okay? So there you have it. These are the 3 steps to use to begin to develop a loving relationship with yourself. Implement these 3 steps and watch your life transform, because the secret to manifesting anything you want in life is to start from self-love. All right, well guys, that's it for this video, and I hope you found it helpful, or at least a little bit enlightening. And if you did, please hit the like button, because it makes me feel good. And I love when you guys send good to me, because I love knowing that good is coming right back to you. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe for more amazing videos to keep you in high vibe, and share with anyone who you think this will resonate. Don't forget to also hit the notification bell so you never ever miss a video upload from me, because this year I am fully committed to making videos to help you live in your power and create a life of limitless abundance. All right, thank you so much for sharing your energy with me in another video, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.